Hi guys, I'm convinced that every minister, when asked a question by the DUP, has been instructed to respond in the same way. Get back into government, you feckless work-shy layabouts. So the DUP leader Geoffrey Donaldson stood up in the House of Commons on Wednesday and asked about funding for the NHS in Northern Ireland after he celebrated the work of doctors, nurses and other staff on the 75th anniversary. Deputy Prime Minister Oliver Dowden basically told him to shut up. Have a listen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I, on behalf of my colleagues, extend our deep appreciation to all those past and present who continue to be dedicated to our NHS, including our staff in the health and social care system in Northern Ireland. Mr. Speaker, in Northern Ireland, GPs, nurses, doctors and carers are adversely constrained by a lack of sufficient funding for our health service. The Northern Ireland Fiscal Council have highlighted that our allocation falls beneath need, which compounds the difficulty year on year. Can the Deputy Prime Minister assure me of the willingness of the Government to engage on this issue and to ensure that public services get what they need to continue delivering for the people of Northern Ireland?
Yes, I'm very happy to give the Right Honourable Gentleman that assurance. As he knows, it is actually the case that the Department of Health in Northern Ireland has been allocated £7.3 billion, an increase of 20 million above 22-23. But of course it is the case that the absence of a Northern Ireland executive is exacerbating the severe challenges that the healthcare service in Northern Ireland is already facing, and a fully functioning devolved government is the right way to deliver the necessary reforms needed for the Northern Ireland Health Service.
And Dowden is right here. You know, there's no point increasing money if the money isn't going to be spent. Now, is 20 million enough? Probably not, because of rising costs, including inflation. So the 20 million which has been added to the NHS budget for Northern Ireland probably is not sufficient, as Geoffrey Donaldson is pointing out. But even if it was sufficient, it won't be spent, because civil servants in Northern Ireland don't have the power or don't want to take decisions that politicians should be taking. There's supposed to be an executive in Northern Ireland, and they're supposed to be allocating resources to different departments. Civil servants can't do that, or they don't want to, because they don't want to be making these decisions. They can't be taking these political decisions. These are political decisions that politicians, ministers in Northern Ireland should be taking. And they can't take them because there isn't an executive. And why isn't there an executive? Because the DUP have thrown their toys out of the pram over Brexit. Because of the Northern Ireland Protocol. They don't like the Northern Ireland Protocol, so they pull the plug on the Northern Ireland executive. The Windsor Framework, they're not happy with that either. And on this day, it seems the EU and the UK government have agreed the Horizon project, the Horizon programme, where the UK will rejoin it. So they will be, thankfully, undoing part of Brexit. Boris Johnson and his other headbangers wanted to be out of the Horizon project, the Horizon scheme, science programme. And Geoffrey Donaldson and the DUP will not be too happy because another part of Brexit has been removed, in a sense. And it was removed thanks to the cooperation between the UK and the EU when it came to the Windsor Framework, which the DUP are against as well. So the DUP can complain all they want about not enough funding for the NHS in Northern Ireland, but they're the ones who are blocking it. Blocking it because of a tantrum over Brexit. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. And remember, people in Northern Ireland who are suffering the consequences of an underfunded NHS and an NHS that's on its knees, they can thank the DUP for that.